What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game Mission Impossible, which was released on the NES by Konami and Ultra. And it's based off the 1988 short-lived TV show Mission Impossible, which is in and of itself is a sequel to the popular 1960 show Mission Impossible. The plot of the game is that the Impossible Missions Force is on a mission to rescue a well-known scientist and Shannon Reed, who's another IMF operative and stuff. And they were both kidnapped by a terrorist group named the Sinister Seven. And you pretty much play as Max Hart, Grant Coulier, and Nicholas Black from the TV show. Now, each of them have their own, their own strength and whatnot. Now, Max is the more athletic type. You know what I'm saying? Grant is the more sneaky. He does he's more of a sneaky one, and Nicholas Black is more of the master of disguise out the three. You know what I'm saying? Now, each of them have their own primary and secondary weapons. Max, for example, uses an M16 as his primary weapon, and he uses bomb as his secondary. Grant, he pretty much uses his fist as his primary weapon, and he uses sleeping gas as a secondary weapon, mainly to get past a lot of enemies. You know what I'm saying? In a specific spot. You know. Nicholas, he uses boomerangs and he uses outfits to disguise himself from enemies for a short time. Now, to be truthful, it reminds me of the first Metal Gear game that was released on the NES, which is another Konami / Ultra game because of the top-down view and the code. And it uses their coverts and everything, and they do covert operations and stuff. And pretty much the Mission Impossible pretty much has 6 stages, which where you cover the different cities around the world and stuff like Moscow, Berlin, and all of that. Now, in Mission Impossible, you do pretty much fight different enemies like Nico Knight, Willie the Water Demon, and Slash Stiletto. Now, based on the names, it seems as if the enemies are more made up for the game than characters from the TV show. You know what I'm saying? If anybody watched this particular version of Mission Impossible that came out in 1988 can mention it in the comment section. Now, you can tell who's the enemy and who's not, because the enemies will yell out you when they spot you, then they'll attack you. You know what I'm saying? One thing about Mission Impossible is that you will find like health packs and ammo to replenish the bombs and stuff. This is for Max and Grant, but they're like really scarce, so you want to preserve your enemy and be more undercover and everything. So you do want all 3 characters preserved to beat all 6 stages, you know what I'm saying? And if each of them dies, then of course you get a game over. Another thing that will cause a game over if you kill a civilian, a helicopter will show up and the mission is over for that particular member of IMF. If this happens 3 times, you can get a game over also, you know what I'm saying? One thing about Mission Impossible for the NES that you will notice is the difficulty. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like the Castlevania trilogy, Contra, supersede the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games and the other games that was made by Konami, you know what I'm saying? But it's not as hard to say like Castlevania 3 or the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, you know what I'm saying? But it is pretty challenging nonetheless. Now, the graphics in level design of Mission Impossible are pretty good with some decent color palettes and sprites and stuff, but it hasn't necessarily aged well, you know what I'm saying, as far as that is concerned. But it's still pretty good, you know what I'm saying. Now, the controls and gameplay are good too, especially if you play to the strength of each member of IMF, you know, Max, Grant, and Nicholas and stuff. It is worth noting that Max has the best range out of the three because he uses the M16, and Grant has the worst range because he uses the 50. Now, the soundtrack is pretty good, but for some reason the programmers did not include the Mission Impossible theme, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why this is, as Mission Impossible is not the only one that does this. You have games like Beetlejuice by LJN, Batman by Sunsoft. They use the themes from those movies, but they got their own soundtrack. But even though Mission Impossible is based on a TV show, it's kind of like the program should have included the Mission Impossible theme, mainly because this is the Mission Impossible theme is practically the most iconic theme that comes from a TV show. You know, I did mention that Mission Impossible for the NES is hard, you know what I'm saying, and it could be a deal breaker for some gamers, you know what I'm saying. Other than that, I'm saying Mission Impossible for the NES is a good game, and it was overlooked because of some of the Konami games that was released on the NES, like Castlevania Trilogy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Contra, even Metal Gear, and then you have other games that are made by other companies like Capcom, you know what I'm saying, Nintendo, of course, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. Because you had games like Gradius, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mega Man, and all that. So it was like, it is kind of underrated like that, you know what I'm saying. I would, and to be truthful, I would recommend Mission Impossible for anybody who's a retro gamer or anybody who's looking for a chance from a particular old school game who's not necessarily a retro gamer. And pretty much I would recommend this also to any YouTuber who's looking to review like a NES game or YouTuber who's looking to do a let's play of a specific NES game. This is one that's worth playing and worth like doing a let's play on, you know what I'm saying. As far as the score, I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10, you know what I'm saying. It's just that the one thing that is against it was pretty much the fact that it was overlooked and kind of overrated, you know what I'm saying. Now, with that being said, if you played it or you like Mission Impossible, you can mention it in the comment section. You can share your opinion on Mission Impossible in the comment section too. If you like my review of Mission Impossible for the NES, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Mentor Fan 12 signing off.